So the vision for South Africa, I was living in the UK for about 10 years, and I thought that it was time that I went back home and did some things in South Africa and really wanted to be close to my family for some personal circumstances. And what I wanted to do was, other than offshoring the people that we have calling in to the UK, is I wanted to see if there was a way that I can benefit South Africa in the skills that I learned. And those skills were really in the drug and alcohol testing sector. So one of my mantras that I've always had in business is, to have a vision, and if you can have a vision, no matter how big it is, you can turn that into realities. And so I want to share with you some of the vision, some of the realities, and some more visions later as we progress. One of the key things I did with South Africa when I set up being a South African is I kept, when I set up the structure of the company, I made sure that the shareholding of the company had some UK shareholding. So the UK company then effectively owned shares in the South African company. And the reason I did that is because I knew that our friends at UKTI and from the UK, when you develop success stories, would be more enthused to share those success stories. And that's really what happened. And while we speak about UKTI, I have to say that, as an entrepreneur, they're sort of one of the little gems that I discovered over some time. They really do help you. They've helped us as a company in various countries, not just South Africa. So, a couple of other points. Legal agreements I put on my side as well. Got to South Africa, being a South African, being enthusiastic, found a partner and thought to myself, well, we can do this in good trust. We set up a company. We thought to ourselves, basic sort of articles of association, shareholder agreements, nothing too specific. We're a small company, didn't want to incur too much extra cost on the back of my vision. And that actually came back to bite us somewhat, which I will share with you. One of the things I was asked to speak about here today was some of the pitfalls we've experienced, and I wanted to do that as well. So IP protection, public relations, communication was very important for us. I've always said as a small company, you need to be able to punch above your weight. And I found that in South Africa, working with a communication company and working in the media, I was able to do that much more successfully. So the power of the media in South Africa is great. And then, of course, I'll talk about how we launched our project. The vision was, how can I use the skills that I've learned in the drug testing environment and alcohol testing environment here in the UK back in South Africa. So I realized that South Africa at the time weren't really doing drug driving and testing for drivers who are driving under the influence of drugs. And of course, people always think that when there's road fatalities and road accidents, it's a result of alcohol. But if you look at statistics across the world, it's actually in many cases resulting from people driving under the influence of drugs. So the vision was, okay, how can I make this happen? As mentioned, we set up our company, we set up the structure, and I started really bringing over tools, to do the testing from the UK. And I started working with the police locally. I started, went to sort of a local police station, started networking. This, of course, was all, out of hours. I mean, I'm still running a company in the UK, but while I'm in South Africa, I'm obviously trying to keep the vision alive. So I started working with local police forces. Over some time, we then started getting integrated into joint operations between the different police forces, particularly in the Western Cape, where the drug problem was highlighted to be the most visible. And did that for about 12 months. So literally for 12 months at nights, daytime I'd work in the company in the UK from South Africa. At nighttime, 2-3 times a week, we'd go on roadblocks, and always knowing that if I could collect the data, the more data I got, the more powerful it would become. Because effectively, no one has ever done such a study before. So I had this communication strategy also in the back of my mind, building some profile, knowing that in about 1 year's time, if I just kept getting the data, if I launched that into the media, we'd probably get some national brand coverage. And the brand, of course, was called Drugalizer, and the objective was to make sure that that became the brand of authority, for roadside drug testing and drug testing on a general basis. So did that for about 12 months. We then launched it into the national media, and we had support, of course, from the local, Minister of Community Safety at the time. But more importantly, that's the previous Constable General, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the UK. And he joined the launch. We did it at a junkyard with lots of cars who had been involved in accidents and that effectively gave us instant brand credibility by association. So we got into the national media, it stimulated debate, and of course 12 months prior, my goal was to stimulate debate so we can obviously then influence perhaps downstream policy. And the point here is that these things do take time, and you've got to make sure they continue to move on a day-by-day basis, because you will get there in the end. And no matter how big the project is, if you have the vision, you can make it happen. And that was the vision with this particular project. So what happened after that? We then, literally after we got the national media, we started picking up a number of opportunities and leads. Some of them, for example, was Transnet. We did a project. We then won a tender with Transnet to do testing for drugs for their train drivers, yards workers, and infrastructure people. And of course, while this happened, and we got Transnet and we started working with the police and companies such as Menzies Aviation, One Time Airline, this of course helped reinforce our brand back in the UK. It gave us instant brand credibility. At the time, Trimega was a growing UK company. As you grow as a company, the landscape becomes more competitive. And again, it just allowed us to say that we could work with airlines. We would never have got into an airline in the UK just because we were too small. However, in South Africa, we managed to get into things like, for One Time Airlines, Menzies Aviation. And again, this has helped us. We recently, with the help of UKTI, won a contract with the Brazilian military. And when I went to Brazil to go and present to the military police commission, I could give references and support documentation from our work we did with the police in South Africa. So my point on this is, South Africa really is a place for opportunity, not just to make money and build a business and make a difference in South Africa, but also to re-enhance what you're doing here in the UK. So just keep the association close at all times, and of course keeping close contact with UKTI, because they are an element of the success story. So just a quick summary of the lessons. Acquisition of clients take a lot longer than Europe. Here in Europe, the pulse is a lot quicker. If you're going for some business, it tends to happen a lot quicker. What I found in South Africa is that it just takes a lot longer. For example, Transnet, from the first time they contacted us when we launched the drug driving project, it probably took about a year before we got the first business. I'm not sure if that's just because it's such a big company, but I generally had the experience of slowness with a lot of companies. And what I would like to share with you is if you just keep the vision going and just move it forward every single day, you will eventually get there. I said do not underestimate the power of the media in South Africa. You can see my plan from onset was to punch above our weight, work a lot in the media. We did, and a lot of the brands which I showed you on the previous slide was a direct result through the media approach that we took. And again, that obviously dovetails into investing early into your media strategy and communication strategy. I spoke about one of the pitfalls. I didn't go into the proper diligence in terms of legal agreements with our partner we chose there. I think it's like anywhere in the world, you should just do that correctly. Maybe I had a little bit too much faith, but it ended up in a high court battle in the South African High Court, which was not the best experience for me because we did nothing wrong, but we had to kind of enforce, our rights in terms of the dispute. But what was useful for us in that scenario is to go to the High Court in South Africa didn't cost us what it would cost in the UK, a fraction of that. But what we were able to do with that scenario after winning is we were able to reinforce our credentials back in the UK. So even in this negative experience, we could send a message out to our competitors that if you do give us a hard time and we do go to court, we'll fight you, and that's really the message that came out of that scenario. I said keep UK trade investment updated on your success. Certainly, they want to hear about your successes. They want to facilitate further relationships, and until this day, we continue to work with them in different scenarios. And again, they are just pivotal in any direction you want to take in becoming successful in South Africa. And I think also if you face challenges, I've worked with companies, other UK companies who face challenges, and I was introduced to them through UKTI, which I'm going to share with you later in your presentation. And even challenges, they're very useful in giving a helping hand. And finally, keep your vision alive and make sure you move forward every day. That's the principle I apply to business everywhere, particularly in South Africa because it takes a little bit longer. And two other points to share with you is listen out for government messages. Already today UKTI were talking about doubling trade, and that's a scenario I'll share with you shortly, because that doubling trade scenario is one which I tapped into, and I'll share with you what we're doing at the moment. But before that, the State of the Nation address, the South African President in his State of the Nation address talks about particular things that government is doing in South Africa. And what I encourage you to do is listen to these politicians, what they're saying, because actually it's not the politicians that make the business, it's the business people that take government's hand and hold government's hand in making sure that happens. And if you can align your business approach to what governments are needing, then it just makes it much more easier to identify and actually fulfill these opportunities. So moving on to the next slide. So there was a big bilateral discussion between South Africa and the UK talking about the need to double trade between both countries. So what we did was we realized that there was an opportunity through our laboratory, which specializes in drugs and alcohol testing, using the same technology to test for fetal alcohol syndrome in newborn babies. And South Africa is one of the countries that does have a problem with fetal alcohol syndrome. So what we did was we set up a company called Tripello, and Tripello is positioned to actually now tap into the problem that South Africa has by plugging the project into the bilateral involvement. And as part of the bilateral projects, we are now hoping to test every single child in a particular area to demonstrate that we can find fetal alcohol syndrome symptoms for a particular